Right now on the phone is Whiting coach Jeff Cain. Jeff, how are you this morning?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Hey, Jeff, the big, before we talk about your team or anything, the Battle of 119th Street to open the season. How do you feel about that?
It's a huge community game. I said, unfortunately, I always try to play this game down as just another game, but I said you can't. The hype itself takes care of the game itself. I said as far as getting the kids up on both sides, I said everybody's sky-high ready for this game, and I said moving it this Saturday night on the first week kind of even magnifies it even a little bit more.
Yeah, you're going to have some folks that might normally not be able to attend, especially other teams and so forth. They should be out there. Should be a big crowd out at Clark. Coach, let's take a look at your football team this year. Of course, Jeff is in his 17th year at the 1A school, and last year you were 8-3, lost to Culver in sectionals. Did you lose a lot from last year?
We lost a really good group of kids. I said we had 10 or 11 seniors last year that, a lot of those kids, I shouldn't say a lot, but there were a handful of those kids that played for us, started for us for 4 years. And, the vast majority of them, though, were 2- and 3-year starters for us. So anytime you lose a group, and I said it was a good group of leaders, you look for another group right behind them to step in. And, we will obviously be a young group this year, but I said these guys have, we've reacted pretty well to that.
Talk about another group of leaders stepping in. Who are you going to be looking to as some of your leaders this year?
Well, one of the boys, I said, our 3 captains that were named, I said that's kind of, we only get, as coaches, we only get one vote on that. And I said the team votes on these, but that's kind of who they perceive to be the leaders. Junior Noe Torres, junior Andy Franco, and a senior lineman in George Potts. And unfortunately, in the scrimmage, I said Noe was lost to injury, and he'll be lost for the season.
He'll be lost for the season.
He will be out for the season. That's correct.
Ooh, that is a big loss in terms of leadership there. Well, let's take a look at your defensive side. Some of the beef in the line and in the linebacker corps. Who are you going to be looking to there?
Our linebackers right now are Andy Franco and Marcelo Lopez and Joey Lytle, and then on the other side, Austin Perez at the other linebacker. We're actually playing 3, but I said the other 2 split the other side.
And what about on the line itself?
On the line, we'll rotate a lot of kids in at the line, but Ponce and Dennis Lusko will be starting at the tackle positions, and then Ray Jansky and Brandon Hardwicker will be the defensive.
And what about in the defensive backfield?
Defensive secondary, Jacob McNinch, Patrick Petroff, Rudy Wainick, and at the corner.
That's all right. We just try to get as many kids' names on the air as we can doing some of this stuff. Hey, let's turn around to the offensive side. Coach, just from when I used to write for the Times and used to come out and cover in preseason with you guys and spend some time out there, the number one thing that always impressed me was that for a 1A school, you had as many plays as any school in the state, and you were able to do just about, you could be a running team, you could be a passing team. There were a lot of reads that you expected out of your quarterback. Are you still able to do that kind of a more complex offense?
Our quarterbacks normally are identified early. I said we'd like to get those kids, and those kids are normally one of our best athletes on the team, and they're going to have to be football smart. I said if you're not, you're probably going to struggle a little bit at the position that we're asking those kids to do. And I said I think we got another good one in AJ Veloz. I said AJ's only a sophomore this year. I said that it's not always the best. I said to have to move a kid in. But I said, as you know, at that young, I said we'd normally like to see a couple years at the JV and then move him in. But I said AJ is ready, so we're pleased with the progress that he saw in the off season from a physical standpoint, and he's come along nicely this summer.
Who's he going to be able to throw to?
We have there's a bunch of receivers. I said Justin Gentris, Keegan Rook, Patrick Petroff, Jacob McNinch, Andy Franco, and we're not even getting into too deep. But I said that we have a lot of younger kids, Ethan Young, that we are Rudy Wainick, I think I mentioned on the defensive side. I said all those kids play in a skilled position at one time.
Now, Coach, you did lose some guys that had been there quite a while. So when you look at your team right now, what would you say is the biggest strength for the Whiting Oilers this year?
Honest to God, I think it's team unity. I said this is a group that, this really is a group that is a close-knit group. I said these guys, when they're not here, they hang out together, and I think that's important. I said this is with us being a younger group, I think we have 42 players, and I think only 4 of these kids, maybe 5 of these kids are seniors. And, we like that bond. I said that bond is kind of something that occurs in Whiting. I said, and it's not just Whiting, but I said a lot of close-knit. But I said that close-knit community, I said, is definitely kind of represented in the football team also. I said these guys, and I don't know why, I said they seem like they like to hang out around us.
Is that why Whiting is actually, I don't think people realize, one of the smallest schools in the state, and you got 42 players. That's a pretty good proportion of the kids that are out. What do you attribute that to?
Honest to God, I'm not real sure. I said I know, our enrollments come up a little bit, and you always hope to get a workable number with your varsity and your JV numbers. I said in the past, I said we've taken 12 kids to JV games and competed, and actually the kids have done very well when we did that. But it's going to be 25, 26 kids, so it's kind of that's kind of neat when you can continue to work and develop younger kids and kind of let them work into their role of varsity rather than getting thrown into it.
We're talking to Jeff Cain. He is the head football coach at Whiting, and of course on Saturday we will have the Whiting at Clark. You'll be able to drive down Sheffield to Calumet over there, and you'll be able to see the lights on, and that'll be a huge game on Saturday night. Coach Cain here's trying to play that one down, as every game is important, but I know how the parents are in that community, and they're already talking smack all the way around North Hammond and Robertsdale and Whiting. But Coach, I asked you about your strength. The number one thing you need to work on as a team?
Obviously, our youth. I said we graduated 4 of our 5 linemen last year. I said we do have a younger line. I said that line has. The one thing is, I said we did get that thing established early in camp, and I said they've continued to work every day, and they'll need to continue to work to get better. And I'm talking about the offensive side, but that goes for the defensive side also. I said. Line play is going to win and lose games for you. I said, I don't care what your schemes are. I said, ultimately, it's going to come down to, blocking and tackling and eliminating mistakes. And being young, I said, mistakes and the ebbs and the flows of the game, and trying to keep the kids, not too high, not too low, and just play through things. I said, that's something. That's some of the intangibles that you don't coach. I said that's some of the intangibles that, have to be learned. I said hopefully, through our middle school programs and our JV programs, hopefully these kids are ready to step up and accept that challenge.
There we go. Coach Cain, good luck on Saturday and for the rest of the season. We appreciate you calling in this morning.
Okay, thanks for having us on.
Thanks.